everybody, and happy 5th of July to all Americans like me who are still celebrating the 4th of July. Thanks to everybody who commented on last week's Ask Kristen video, can feminists make porn? To which Elisa Day 56 said, as a feminist who makes porn, yes! Porn is like all media. Some is garbage and harmful, some is mediocre, some is fine, and a bit is revolutionary, political, queer, and feminist. People don't say we need to get rid of all TV because some of it is terrible, but for some reason, people say the same thing about porn. What better person to get insight on the question of whether feminists can make porn than a feminist who makes porn? Alicia Edelman also had some good advice. Volunteering is a great way to meet someone. Find something that you're passionate about and meet other people that are passionate about it as well. It's a great way to help expand your social network. Not only are you potentially expanding your social network, but you're also helping your community in the meantime, which is really a win-win. Finally, Deshaun Jackson asks, hey Kristen, I have a question. Hey Deshaun, can you please answer my question in next week's episode? Yes. Did I answer it? This week's Ask Kristen question is one that I have a feeling that most, if not all of us, can relate to in one way or another. This is coming from Mad Pink Hatter. I've been with my boyfriend for about 1.5 years now, and a few weeks ago I told him I loved him for the first time, which he replied with, I was not expecting that. And I've tried to carry on as normal, but I'm really struggling inside myself not to feel hurt. I'm struggling even more with this as I'm going away to university in September and we've agreed on a long distance relationship. Help? The experience of putting yourself out there verbally like that, saying I love you, and not necessarily getting what you would hope for in return is unfortunately a common thing. There was actually a study I found looking at unrequited love. Only 2% of the participants had never experienced unrequited romantic feelings for someone. When it comes to your situation, you say you've been with this guy for 1.5 years, and you said you loved him, and he kind of did a little bit of a moonwalk away from that. It doesn't sound to me like you've been able to have a conversation about how you're feeling about his reaction to you saying, I love you. You're trying to put pieces together and to some extent make excuses for him. I've been where you're standing, where I've said I love you and gotten the, oh, I don't know, kind of reaction. Hopefully not cross-eyed. I hope he didn't do this. And I've also been on his side of the relationship where you hear an I love you and you don't say it back immediately. You need to kind of sit on it. Sort of feel what you're feeling. But you can't just leave the I love you out there hanging in the ether. And it sounds like he's tried to leave it out there hanging and left it up to you to reconcile with yourself. While he might be very loving toward you and it sounds like he has some self-esteem issues to work on, that's not for you to work on for him. It is not your responsibility to shoulder the entire emotional burden of this relationship. What you risk being, I'm gonna guess, 17 or 18 years old, about to go to university, having a long distance relationship with someone who is not so great at communication, is that you're going to spend a lot of energy on this person back here instead of possibly taking advantage of new opportunities and meeting new people, friends or otherwise, possibly miss out on some really fun and cool things. It just doesn't, to me, sound like a relationship that's gonna be in your best interest or his best interest for the long term. I'm not throwing your boyfriend under the bus. It's okay if you are on the side of the relationship where you hear I love you and you realize that you're not ready to say that back. That's not an excuse to just let the other person carry all of the emotion and expression in a relationship. I think you need to talk to him. If he can't move forward from this, move on. But I am really curious to know from viewers if you've been in a situation where you have delivered an unrequited I love you, and how did you deal with it? How did you move on from that? Do you think that there is a given amount of time that you should wait before you drop the L-bomb? Or wait, is it L-bomb? Which one is it on camera? Let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see on my channel, the kinds of things you want to learn more about. What should I research? What should I talk about? What kind of wig should I put on?